maybe we can finish up talking about from the player side, maybe using video effectively or not. And maybe we could do the same kind of age thing too. Maybe starting when you're a little bit younger, if you're going to do video versus older.
Yeah, I think it's really simple. I think the number one rule is that if you watch video, it's good. That's very good. It's a very good tool. If you watch video of yourself, that's good. If you watch video or you watch hockey just to learn about hockey, I think there's nothing but benefits to that. Um, at a certain age, like I'm not going to put an age limit on when you should start because, like I said, if you there'll be a point where coaches start throwing it at you, and there'll be a point where it just becomes an everyday thing if you have the talent or the will to get to higher levels. So I don't think it's critical that you watch video. I would say this though, if you watch it, like if you are studying the game a little bit, or if you want to find flaws in your game, or if you want to learn about the game or your game, or you know what I'm saying, is that if you watch video, you can learn a lot of things about yourself and your tendencies, and especially if you're being real with yourself. And I don't know if it's hard to, I don't know if you could watch it without being honest with yourself. Like deep down, like when you're watching a game and because you have the you have the emotions to go with it. Like when the time when maybe you went into a corner a little bit scared, what that felt like. So when that you see that on video, it's like you're going to see it and feel the emotions at the same time. So it's like it's good for you to see that. It's good to like, or you think that you're working really, really hard, and the coach maybe said it's like you're not moving your feet. It's like yes, I am, but then you watch the video and go, oh, I'm not. It's like okay, so if you can watch that and you can be honest with yourself, and even if you're not, it's good for you. But if you can be honest with yourself and say, yeah, okay, I'm not moving my feet, you will see it. So I think it's really, really, really good to watch video of yourself. If you don't, or if you skip a day or whatever, I don't think it's the end of the world. But if you're trying to learn the game, and it's particularly your game, I think watching video is very, very important. And if you don't, as I said earlier, if you're a good enough hockey player, at some point you're going to get video thrown down your face. So I wouldn't say there's a point where you need to.
Yeah. So if we maybe focus on kids that are going to, they want to watch video. Do you have maybe like a prescription on how to do it? Like one would be like how much to do it, to if there is even an amount. Two would be types of things you're looking for, or how to have some purpose with the video, like how to not, because one thing you could do is just you put the game on and watch the game and look for your good shit, right? That's what I would do when I was a little kid. To be like to your point, all I want to see is my goals. I want to see my toe drag. I don't want to see that I didn't back check hard. I don't want to see that, right? So maybe what's the prescription? How much, when, those kinds of things, and then how to have like some purpose when you're doing it on your own.
Yeah, again, I wouldn't make it like an exercising driving you nuts, but I would say like maybe you break down a shift, right? Like look for what you do well. Number one, that would be like probably my number one thing is look at what you do well. Find things that make you go, okay, that's a good player. Because
so do you mean like in general things that make you do well, or like trying to find those 3-4 things about you that are good, or both?
Well, that if you find what you do well, you're going to probably find the 3-4 things.
Yes.
Right.
Yeah. Good point.
So
yeah.
if you carry the puck through the neutral zone really, really well, that's one.
Mm-hmm.
That's a good thing.
Where you're like consistently doing that. It's like,
right.
Yeah, I see.
If you finish hits, or you stop at the net, there's 3.
Yeah, knocking pucks away or something.
Yeah,
like
that yeah. If you have, so find a few things that you go, okay, I like that. Okay, if I do that, right? Because what happens is, if you see that you're good at getting to the net, right? And you do that consistently. It's like, okay, maybe that makes you do it even harder, which makes it even better, right? And then on the other side, if you realize that defensively, if you watch the game honestly, you see the things that you don't like. So maybe you don't finish hits. It's like I don't really hit anybody, or I slow my feet down, or I give the puck away when there's pressure. It's like, okay, maybe I can work on that. Maybe, and then you can take a deeper dive into your video and say, okay, so now let's go back to the good. Say, okay, so I'm really good in the neutral zone carrying puck. I'm getting a shot on net, but I'm just throwing it out there, but it's like from the top of the circles, it's not really the best shot. So how can I make this better? Am I forcing the shot, or what if now you can maybe look at the game a little bit deeper and say, okay, so maybe if I went to the middle more, or maybe I went to the outside more, or maybe if I held up or slowed down or sped up or whatever, that would create space because this guy's here. That system works
We're
better.
back to that like asking
Yeah,
questions
yeah,
theme,
yeah,
right?
yeah.
Yeah.
So then that's kind of how you learn, and you can try things. And so you play the game, you do your practice, you watch a video, and you see you. So when you play, you think you're one thing. When you watch yourself play, then you might have a different opinion of yourself. It might be better, it might be worse, right? There might be a game where you thought you were a horse shit, but you actually watch a video, go, oh, actually, that was pretty good, right? And then you could take those things and put them together and put it in your practice, right? So maybe you bobble pucks. So maybe it's like, oh man, I got to stick handle more. Just notice I bobble pucks a little bit. Maybe put some like little things like that. So I think it's very effective for kids, but only if you want it.
Right.
Only if you want it.
Right.
So
Interesting.
yeah.